Welcome to the back podcast. I'm Dakota. She's Sara. Fuck Greg Abbott.
Oh my god. I'm sorry. Like, I was not ready for that, and he was like, no, we're going, and I was just like, okay.
Wait for what?
To start.
Oh.
Like,
I mean,
you were just like...
my head looks extra large today.
Your head is large, though.
Supersize me.
I'm just saying, I'm looking at a picture of you across from us as a baby, and you've always had a big head.
Yeah, I just gotta
Love
back
you.
up. Not be too much.
Yeah.
Causing eclipse, noticeable eclipse. Texans like, oh, it's happening again. Nah, it's just me moving.
It's just Dakota's head. Yeah. Why do we hate Greg Abbott? Lots of reasons.
Multiple reasons, but
lots of reasons.
Yesterday we were without power.
No, it wasn't yesterday. The day before. It's been a long week.
It's been a long week.
Yeah.
Texas experienced a crazy thunderstorm, 90+ mile winds, gave over 500,000 people without power in the Dallas area.
Dallas-Fort Worth area. Because
he refuses to fix the power grid in the state, which we claim to be the best state, not. We were without power, and it was horrible.
Well, my thing is, like, it's not... Okay, he refuses to make ERCOT fix the grid, right? And because we insist on being on our own grid, unlike almost every other state in the country that shares, right? We we experienced the freeze. We were without power for 4 days?
Yeah, that was the worst.
Yeah. And then, so this week, I understand that this was more weather related. It's just, if they were making sure that tree limbs were cut so they weren't making wires come down, if they were making sure that all the equipment was actually up to date and taken care of, I think there'd have been less people affected. I'm not saying you wouldn't have had any people affected, but...
And Encore is just horrible.
Well, okay, to be fair,
I'm not trying to bash on the actual workers who, put their lives at risk in these situations. That's not it at all. More power to you. I'm just mad at the whole system.
That's the thing. It's just that we live in a state that doesn't care about its its residents. It just doesn't. And it was frustrating for us to go out because, obviously we lost power at 6 a.m., just a little after 6 a.m.
Yeah.
And didn't regain it till the next day. And luckily, my best friend Natasha, who I've talked about often on here, who is a true ride or die, literally a single mom herself, paid for us to have an Airbnb because Dakota, I was really afraid I was going to have to take him to the hospital, just from having
No, I almost threw up.
Because it got so hot in the house.
I legitimately, because I remember times before I've been overheated.
Yeah.
Because I was playing baseball. It felt the exact same way. And I passed out. I was gonna pass out. If we were there for probably another hour, I probably would have passed out.
So it was just,
And I was worried about our dog.
Right. It just. And when we went through the freeze, it did feel a little triggering to have to go through that again. Plus,
it doesn't help the fact that the neighbor across from us who's already hit my car, which would have helped in this situation, having two cars, had power because of the messed up power grid.
I know it's not necessarily his fault that way that transformers are. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a lot, when we're already going through so much. And then for them Encore to constantly be updating, we're doing everything we can. And I know that y'all are, but what we noticed is they made sure that businesses got on back power first and residents were left. And I was all over Twitter, and it was a lot of residents in not wealthy areas that were being left behind. And that's just very frustrating to me. And we're in what I consider, I wouldn't say a wealthy area, but definitely not.
It's one of those where there's wealthy houses, but
there's a lot of rent houses too. We're renting, so we don't own, but for us, we weren't even a priority. Yeah. So it's just frustrating I'm frustrated. It's just a reminder that capitalism will always win out. They're always going to go for the businesses first and leave the residents behind. And there are still people without power as of today.
No, yeah, it's not completely. It's just not over.
Right. And then they're saying that Well, they might also not have enough workers, but they're saying there's people that will be without power till Saturday. And I'm sorry, I just feel like that is unacceptable. And our country tries to act like, oh, it's so great. And, look at these third world countries. We are a third world country. Like that's what it comes down to. We have homeless people. We have people that are living paycheck to paycheck, sometimes not even making that. Like, it's just, I don't know. I guess the power going out, it maybe felt like a last straw for us personally.
Yeah, I was going to say, funny enough, I was going to make another straw reference to say we always feel like we get the short end of the straw.
Yeah, it's a short end of the stick.
Whatever.
Sure.
Stick, straw.
Carrot.
It reminds me of the Jimmy Martin joke where it's like, I don't remember what it was, but like, he was saying like, it was like abnormal to say, what's the weather outside? I don't know. Carrots? It was something stupid like that.
So I don't know. That's how our week started. So we normally record our episodes on Tuesday. Today is Thursday. What are you looking at?
Nothing. I don't know.
Are you worried it's not working?
No, it is. It's just, maybe it's just going to be louder than normal. And I gotta fix it, whatever. I know you're not gonna ignore it now.
I'm not gonna ignore it now.
I can't ignore looking at stuff. So.
Yeah. I don't even remember what I was saying.
I don't know. Cool. Honestly, besides this, I don't know what this podcast episode's gonna be about.
Well, yeah, because we had something else in mind, but...
Which I feel like, this is kind of off topic, but like, I wanted to get to the point where like, it wasn't like... I want to get to the point with these podcasts where it's not, we have to have like a topic every time. I don't want to pigeonhole us, and that makes it kind of hard, I
don't feel like we are, because all of our topics are so varied.
They're different. They're varied, but I don't like. I mean, pigeonholed in what we can talk about in the episode.
No, I agree. Yeah. I don't know. I was thinking about that on the walk. Like, what could we do to get a better reach? Do we need to hyper focus on one thing, like a lot of people do? But I don't want to do that. Like, I've always thought about that. Like, whenever I like have Instagram, right? Or like my TikTok, like. Because there's I was talking to you about the big like trend right now is people trying to get into the creator fund initiative, but you have to have 10,000 followers to get there. And I'm not even at 1,000. Like, that's just like, it seems unreachable. And a lot of people do it like brand, like they pick a topic and that's the thing they're going to do. And I've never,
TikTok,
right. I've never felt comfortable with that as a person. Like, I'm not a monolith. Like, I don't just have one thing that's my personality.
Yeah, like I love anime, I love video games, I love art, I love acting, but like there's never been a point where that's just been my only focus in life or my only thing that I think about. And so it would be it's weird for me to wrap my head around only talking about that.
Yeah.
And centralizing that. Like, I don't know, because then again though, like I could see myself like years ago, like, oh, what if I did Twitch or whatever and did games? Like, I could see my self being a gaming person. But I know, like, a lot of my favorite gamers or content creators that do games, they branched out and do other stuff. At least that I still watch.
Right.
Like, if they just stuck with that one game, I probably don't watch them anymore.
Right.
After I stopped liking that game,
or like,
I stopped watching.
T.I. is a musician, but he still Twitch streams. Like...
T.I.
Oh, yeah. Or, sorry, T-Pain. I don't know why I said T.I.
T.I. is streaming?
Sorry. No. I don't know if he is. He probably should. But T-Pain, sorry. No, I'm really still tired from...
No, I know.
Like...
I knew you meant T-Pain, but there was an off chance you meant T.I., and I was curious.
I promise... I know not all black people look alike. I know that. Yeah. Sorry. Like, I'm just extremely tired. Out of the two of us, I've had the least amount of sleep all week, actually, because I didn't get much sleep the night before the power went off.
And my sleep's been either actually none sleep, basically, or long sleep, but it doesn't feel like anything because of getting no sleep. And
I know I say I'm tired every week on here because I am.
Yeah.
Because I am. Like... Yeah. Not getting sleep has, again, ADHD and autism. Like, I'm just probably never going to experience a life where getting good sleep is a thing. But this week has been especially hard because, again, Tuesday night going into Wednesday, I had 3 hours of sleep. So, and my body still, and last night I only had about 6. So I'm just like still catching up. But yes, T-Pain, who is, obviously a musician, but also is a nerd and has branched on that. So I just think it's weird that our society is like, well, if you want to do well and you want to be successful, you have to pick one thing. Yeah. Like, why should look at Donald Glover? You've talked about it.
I mean, that's why anytime someone says, what do I want to do in life? I want to be a multifaceted artist who can make a living doing whatever they're passionate about.
Yeah.
And he's the perfect example of that to me.
I don't know how we got on this tangent.
It doesn't matter. That's the thing. That's why I get the point. Like, I want to get to the point where it doesn't matter where we got on. We just talk about what we're getting on, you know? Like,
I know, but I was trying to remember what my original point was. And I don't remember.
I'm not going to remember.
I don't know. Oh, I think I was just talking about like how we could, because you were talking about like the topics and stuff. And I feel like we are we come in with topics, but that doesn't mean we're not like ranting about those things. And
or ranting period.
Yeah, no, I just always, again. But it's just weird to me to just only focus on one thing. Like, you know, and again, I was talking to Natasha about last week's episode we had, which was, you know, sports. And she's like, you know, I'm not going to listen to that. Because she doesn't like sports. Yeah. And I'm like, but it's not like that.
It wasn't like we're saying, did you see that play last night?
Right.
Did you see the way he slam dunked the basketball? Like,
right.
No, it wasn't. It was actually, that was like one of the least things we talked about sports. It was more about like our enjoyment and like cool things that happened.
And how we connected to the people. Sports. Yeah. And that's what I was trying to tell him. Like, I think even with you not liking sports, you'd still like it. I'm like, you love quantum physics, and I would really like to love that because you do, or at least be interested in it. But it's hard because that's not how my brain works. But maybe I'll come across somebody who explains it in a way that I can understand it, and I'll be able to have that connection with you, because that's something about me that I don't think is necessarily unique to me, but it's definitely not something I see in a lot of people. That when I love someone, when I care about them, I want to try to take interest in what they love and care about. And like what I was talking to you about WWE, like, yeah, I watched it when I was a kid, but wasn't really into it. But then when you got into it, you know, I got into it. Or with Marvel and DC and, you know, now anime, like, I'm trying to get Andy. I don't know if we had a lot of things that we were kind of similar to.
We got in some kind of video game.
Yeah.
Kind of like shows, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, Walking Dead. Yeah. He's the one that introduced me to Walking Dead. Had nightmares for like a week straight after I started that. I legitimately remember taking the dog out. This was Texas, by the way, and thinking I was going to be attacked by zombies when I went outside, because I have a very, very overactive imagination, and it was so well written and well acted and everything that, like, you know,
there was.
But Sons of Anarchy is another one that, you know, that is a lot of things that we connected on, was like shows, but politics, actually. I am so grateful to Andy for helping me understand more about that, you know, because I don't think that our school, I know our school system does a crappy job of telling the history of our country, of helping teach how important voting is, you know, and what we can do to help actually affect change if we vote like at a local level. So just like a bunch of that stuff that I didn't really know about. It's not that I didn't care, you know, I care about what happens in our country and what happens in the world around us, but I just didn't really understand it like that. It's not something that we really discussed in my house growing up. I was shocked when I found out my dad was a Republican, because he doesn't, when I was in my 20s, and he just doesn't give that energy off. He was in a union. Like, it's just weird. I'd say he was like actually he's probably more he was more libertarian than, I don't know. It was just weird when I found out. But so I'm saying it wasn't something we discussed. Mm. And if he was a Republican, he was more like a Reagan Republican, although Reagan is terrible.
Yeah, I was about to say.
But I don't think he knew how, and not that my dad was dumb, but like, I'd say he's middle of the road. He was actually probably middle of the road, you know? Like, he would not have been a Trump supporter. I know for a fact he wouldn't have. So he was more like George W., like middle of the road. He would have voted for Hillary.
Was George W. the one who like said something about like the war and then took a golf swing?
Yes.
That's crazy.
That man gave us so many good sound bites. I'm the decider. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, you can't shame me again.
But I know that one from, sadly, a J. Cole song. He sampled it. Fool me one time, shame on you. Fool me. J. Cole got in and out of that shit.
Yeah, he did.
He was in there for the hottest second. That's crazy.
He bowed out real quick. He was like,
a massacre.
What is it? No, it reminds me of Friday with the dad, remember? And he's like, oh man, you want some of this? He was like, nope. Out of there. He was like, I just don't want any. No, thank you. Again, I lost where I was going. But I guess it was just like the whole thing when I was thinking this morning about the podcast, it was just like, we're just going to have to keep pressing on because I don't want to be pigeonholed into one thing. No. Because neither of us have singular interests.
We're going to blow. One day we're going to blow up.
I'm sorry. I was thinking of Kesha. This place is about to blow. Oh, God.
Shout out Kesha.
I know. I really wish that when we went to see her.
Anything from her. Like, where's Kesha been?
She's had another album since we went to see her. But it just didn't go real big. I think she might be working on something right now.
I'm tired. Yeah, that's why I'm yawning. It's not because this. It's just like I was gonna say excuse for why I'm yawning, but
I'm not taking it personal.
No, yeah, I'm just like tired.
And then the other thing is because I've been so much more active on TikTok because of like the community that's trying to grow their followers. What is it? Why does mine seem so loud?
I don't know. That's why I shouldn't have mentioned it.
Yeah, no, I keep looking at it. Sorry.
So now it's just gonna be a thing. I don't know. I'll say after.
What is it? I learned this morning that Bisan's account was suspended by TikTok, and I don't. Bisan, she's a reporter on the ground. When I say she's a reporter, I don't think she was meant to be a reporter, but she's a Palestinian reporter that's like 3 or 4 years older than you, so legitimately could be my daughter.
A lot of our generation is out there.
They've suspended her account, and she's one of the ones that has been giving most of a context for what's actually happening there.
Yeah.
And it's weird. A lot of people are pointing out this morning, like, it's weird that they banned her account right as notable celebrities are finally starting to speak up about it. And it seems, no, it's not even necessarily, obviously they want her silence, but it's now that you have notable celebrities speaking up, and a lot of them, my color, it's going to be a whitewash presentation of what's happening in Palestine.
John, did you see that thing, the All Eyes on Rafa, that image went around?
Yeah, I have reposted.
I didn't take it down, but I realized, like, I've seen a lot of stuff about it recently, and the thing is, it's kind of, it's an AI image generated thing, which is like whatever you think about that. But basically, people are simulating it, comparing it to the trend during BLM when people just posted a black square. And that's all they did. And I put a story, but like I don't know about it. I don't know. I personally can't speak about it because I am not directly impacted or like involved with what's going on. Like, it's not, I'm black, so I was like, that's something.
But you are directly impacted because.
Let me finish. What I was saying is, the point is, people trying to make is, if all you're doing is just you're just reposting this All Eyes on Rafa thing, and you haven't been doing anything else, it is the same thing as that, which I agree with.
I will agree with that too.
I think the biggest takeaway from this and what I put on my story is, I posted it in, personally with our situation, we can only do so much. Like, we can't like, give away.
We don't have money to give.
We don't have money to like give and like.
Well, I've given some, but
our own lives, we can only do so much based on where we are located, and just like other stuff we have to focus on with our lives. But we do as much as we can, and I think the biggest thing almost everybody can do, especially in America, especially if you have a phone, you're on social media all the time, is get educated.
Yeah,
get educated. That's one of the biggest things you can do. Educate yourself and align yourself on the right side of history.
Well, it's just
that's one of the luxuries that I think a lot of Americans, not every American, I understand that, or not every person, but the access to knowledge,
right?
And to educate
it's
yourself.
So much greater than when I was your age.
It's like because of the internet, there's no excuse,
right?
Like, I get some living situations, some what's the word? Money, what's the term? Money.
Well, yeah, there are
like where you can't prioritize that, but some of these people like can, and like the least you can do is educate yourself and not be ignorant.
Right. It's for a fact that me personally, I've been posting stuff since October.
Yeah.
Like literally, probably a week after October 7th, I have been posting things, mostly on Instagram, which connects to my Facebook. So I know people see it, like, and then make it clear, being anti-Zionist is not being anti-Semitic. Like, that is not the case. I follow quite a few Jewish creators that are constantly posting about what's happening in Palestine. Like, again, never again means never again for anybody, right? And I would urge people, obviously, to get educated, but also understand that when you say, like, what's happening there doesn't directly affect you, it does. Things that are happening in the Sudan, in the Congo, in Palestine, anywhere in the world where there is injustice, it is, especially at the hands of capitalism, it is affecting you, whether you are aware of it or not. And even if it's not affecting you, you should, as a human being, not want other human beings to suffer. Like, that's why, like, my shirt is Wicked Clothing, by the way. If you want to sponsor us or just send me some stuff, I already bought a lot of your stuff. But it says, what is it? Empathy. Empathy is more rebellious.
Then more rebellious in the middle finger.
Yeah. Like, because it is. Like,
also because it takes more...
It takes more effort. Yeah.
Middle finger, all it takes is the middle finger.
Right.
Unless you don't have one. And that really sucks. I would hate not to have the middle finger.
Well, I hate to not lose one finger, period. But
period. But like that would really suck.
That would really, and I think it would really throw you off
Actually,
balance.
it might be because you can claw. You can do the claw. You can learn to claw. So the only takeaway is that you can't give someone the bird.
Yeah. But it's just, I'm glad that people are. I will say, a lot of people are saying, hey, you know what? Who cares when you come to the table as long as you come to the table? Like. So I understand the thought of, oh, it's just like posting a black square and that's the minimal amount of things you could do. But I mean, something is something. Like, I'm going to take it. And I think with more people doing it, you're getting more awareness. And I don't know. And then I know people that their singular focus is Palestine and not saying anything about the Congo or Sudan. And that's really weird to me.
It's like colorism.
It 100% is colorism. And I just don't understand that. Like, again, you literally can care about multiple things. You can care that we, again, live in a country where homelessness is at an all-time high, where people are food inadequate, even though they're working 3 jobs. Like, you can care about all of those things, I promise, because all of those things intertwine. So I don't know. It's just it gets really to be a lot for me because I do have such great empathy and it affects me so deeply when I see others hurting. But I always take it as, especially being white, that if I say, well, I have to turn this off because it's too much, right? That's a privilege I have. Like being black in this country, you don't get to just stop being black in this country, right? Like, I have the privilege to look away if I so choose of what's happening because I get to go around in white skin and that does afford me a certain privilege. I mean, if I was a white man, I'd have all the privilege, but I'm not, I'm still a woman.
You have all the cards of Exodia.
And I just want to, like, if there's a white man that listen, it doesn't mean that you don't go through hardships. I'm saying the hardships you go through don't happen because of the color of your skin and your gender. There are certain things that only women go through, right? There are certain things that only black men go through, and there are certain things only black women go through. It's just, and then what's happening in Palestine, it's a lot of that is happening because of the color of skin. I mean, there's a lot of people that talk about the Jewish Israelis or that are not white in the way that they're treated in Israel. Yeah. I mean, you have people in Israel that are protesting their own government. I don't know if people understand that too. It's not just Palestinians pushing back. So it's just, I didn't mean for this to go on about this, but we've hinted at over many episodes our position on this.
There shouldn't be positions.
Well, yeah. I mean, there really isn't. Again, you should not want any human to suffer. Like, well, you shouldn't want any living thing to suffer, actually.
Yeah. I mean, the first sign of a sociopath or a psychopath is, like, hurting animals.
Yeah.
When they're young.
So, I don't know. That was a little ranty, and I'm still, like, kind of obsessed with how...
Well, except for cockroaches. Fuck them.
I don't really know what the purpose they serve. What is the purpose of them? I don't think they serve a purpose, honestly.
There's just a select few animals that serve no purpose.
But, like, spiders serve a purpose. They eat bugs.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Unless you making me swing from buildings and climb on them, get out of my sight.
I don't think mosquitoes serve purpose, although people joke population control.
That is actually it. That's what Andy said all the time.
Yeah. But, I mean, I feel like there's a better way to do that.
I just saw on Instagram that a man with a suspended license...
Oh my God, I saw that!
...shows up to court via Zoom while driving.
I saw the TikTok on that.
What kind of idiotic, dumb person do you have to be?
The judge was so great. He was like... Because he goes, I'm confused. Isn't this about his suspended license?
It was like someone, and it reminds me of someone like on like, I don't know, it was like Facebook or whatever. They caught like the, who they were looking for, a suspect, because she asked them like on Facebook or something how much was the reward money. And that's how they got her.
Oh how was she expecting to collect it? Was she going to have someone else turn her in?
I don't know. Like, that's what
and then like hope that she was going to be able to get out and they could share the money?
More than the bail?
Yeah. Like, or was she was like, is she doing like Luffy's crew and being like, that bounty's not high enough. Let me go do more things. I mean, maybe, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm still like kind of obsessing about how loud it looks over there.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I am louder than you generally. I was really trying to keep the mic from...
I don't know what it is.
Being...
I think if I get close enough, it'll eventually peak, but maybe you should say you're louder than me in general. I don't know what it is. Maybe, I don't think...
Do you think at our loudest, each of us, that I'm the loudest? Because I don't think so.
I don't know. The inputs are the same thing.
It didn't earlier, but I just moved the thing out. Look, it still looks...
I don't know. Stop obsessing about it. We can only do so much. I'll try to fix it if it's really bad. I don't know. What else do you want to talk about? What's else? What's on your plate?
I don't know. My head still hurts.
Yeah, like I'm in so much pain still. Like my whole body aches.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
That's like, I don't know. Sometimes I go into this episode like not really wanting to talk about what I actually would ever want to talk about, and it's hoping to talk about something that
resonates.
That people were interested in.
That's why I said resonates.
Goes viral, because I don't think everything that goes viral is something that resonates with people, to be honest.
No, really stupid things go viral.
Yeah, so that's why I wouldn't say really resonate was the correct term there.
And hence lies the problem. I want some like soul connections, and that's just, it is so rare in our society, and I don't know what the cause of that is besides individualism.
Because when you boil down to it, when someone like actually finds someone they care about, or like talk about things they care about, you're like, oh, where has this been my whole life? But like for some reason, that's not what's popular. I
mean, it would be for me, but I'm realizing more and more.
We're all wired on very different levels.
Well, yeah, and like again with like this creator get to 10,000 trend, what I'm noticing is like I'm engaging with the people I'm following, but they're not doing people that back.
Apparently selfish.
They really are, and I don't understand that. Like, I'm not saying I'm not selfish at all, but I'm learning more and more how unselfish I am. Thanks to social media and thanks to unmasking. Like, honestly, like, I don't know. That was like the main things I was thinking about on the walk this morning was what could we do? But also at the same time, like, does it even matter? Because
I just like weird face sometimes.
Oh my God, no, I do that too, but I do it like in closed doors. So nobody sees it.
Sometimes I kind of stretch the face. Like Luffy.
Like Luffy.
Like Stretch Armstrong.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's just been a weird week. Oh my god, we got a game tonight.
No, I so late. I hope you weren't. I really was hoping you weren't going to mention it because I don't want to mention it.
Okay, we're not. I mean,
I don't want to talk about it until until I want to talk about it. That's the way it goes. Because so much has been bad. I don't know.
Who's your favorite Muppet?
Muppet does that include Sesame Street characters or like the Muppets?
No, we'll just talk the Muppets.
It's Animal.
Is it Animal?
Yeah, it's Animal. I love Animal. It's Animal, and then it's probably Kermit. Like, I know it's such a basic pick, but Kermit's like funny.
See, I have a 3-way tie.
It's him, Animal, and there's like one more I'm forgetting. But say yours, so while I look it up.
Mine are, and I remember, I think I sent that to you, Gonzo, because remember the guy was dressing like Gonzo. Gonzo, Grover, and Miss Piggy, and I feel like they all kind of give the.
Every time I say Miss Piggy, you say the same reaction like you've never heard me say that before, and like I called you a slur. That's because I got called Miss Piggy growing up. And then every time I say the exact same thing, and then I feel bad about it.
Yeah.
But like I'm not those.
And kids, it was said to me like a slur.
I don't hate Miss Piggy for that reason, because if okay, I know it's hard to, and I know it's almost the same thing as like removing like racism. Not the same thing, but you know, similar. But remove then they never did that to you, and you just saw the way Miss Piggy acts. Would you not kind of like be annoyed with her?
I mean, maybe annoyed, but I wouldn't hate her, and I'd also like to.
I don't mean I actually hate Miss Piggy.
I'd also like to remind you that one of your faves was a big gaslighter, because he gave a lot of mixed signals to her.
Yo, it's the Muppets. I don't watch Muppets like that. I only really.
So I did watch Muppets like that. Like I only watched
the 2 movies.
No, I grew up watching the Muppet Show.
See, when I look at Muppets, it says Sesame Street characters are Muppets.
Sesame Street characters are, and so is like Fraggle Rock.
Yeah, so but
I'm talking specifically, the Muppets.
Who am I like forgetting?
Fonzie?
No, he's okay.
Oh,
it's what's her name? It's the other one in the band with the hair.
Oh,
I don't know her name though.
I don't.
Or Beaker. I mess with Beaker.
I'm not saying I don't like that. I'm just saying my top fave 3 are Gonzo, Grover, and Miss Piggy.
But my favorite by far is Animal.
Yeah. I just thought of it because I looked over at Kermit and I was like curious because, you know, I don't know. Like I said, I think my 3 give the same energy in different ways.
Well, I mean, sometimes I'm Animal, but I'm also not Animal a lot of the times.
I think you probably more Kermit's vibe.
Probably the most misunderstood. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's like hate.
Does he? A lot of people I know love Animal.
Yeah, they call him. I mean, his name's Animal, and like they just have the.
Well, I think he just embraces that.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I don't mess with? I don't know what his name is. He's annoying.
Isn't that who works with Beaker?
See if they can focus on it. Bro has the most punchable face I have ever seen. He looks like a lemon head.
The other thing, and it's not completely on topic, but it's like in the same realm, is me watching a TikTok like a few weeks ago about Pinky and the Brain. And then, you know, like the theme song, one is, what is it? One is a genius, the other is insane. And everybody pointing out that Pinky's the actual genius.
Yeah.
And Brain is the one that's insane. And I'm like, oh my God, yes. That actually makes 100% sense, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't feel like I'm either of those characters, but I don't know. I was just thinking about it because, you know, Andy really loved them, and I have that little figurine of them that was his.
Oh, yeah, Pinky and the Brain.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we were talking about Muppets before that. But anyhow, I don't know. I hope that everybody in the DFW area gets power soon.
I'll still this little shout out here. I know you probably don't feel this way because you're like more content, I guess, with it. I'm lonely, so this goes as a shout out. Anybody in the age range of 20 to 20, how old am I?
21.
21.
So 23?
I'm 25. Young 25.
A young 25.
A young 25. Anybody age rating from 20 to young 25 who has appreciation for nerd stuff, anime, video games, art, creative things, trauma, hyperfixations, maybe a little nerd can't speak, Give me a shout.
I can't say it. Neurodivergent. Yeah.
If you neurodivergent, if you like to make up words, maybe we'll get along. Hit me up.
Quote movies a lot.
Yeah. Quotable.
Play the beautiful game.
Plays instruments. Likes to play checkers.
What if, like, you do like a very specific thing? What if they know Munchkin?
I mean, people as kids. I mean, Munchkin's cool, but it's not like the most thing I love the most in life. I'm trying to think of like a very niche thing that like if they found out like, I don't want to say that though, because the last like real relationship I was in, we had so many niche things in common, and that ended so horribly for me.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, we loved like the same obscure movie, and like we felt the same way about things, and then moved back to college and got dumped immediately.
Yeah.
With no warning.
Immediately to jail. Immediately.
I would draw the card, go to jail, do not pass go, do not collect money, get depression. And then roll triple, no doubles, and then as soon as you roll out, you land on someone's house. Or hotel.
Oh, I went Wizard of Oz. Thinking of a house landing on somebody. I totally forgot you were referencing Monopoly.
Yeah.
I'm cool. I'm not looking for anybody.
I just want somebody to love. That's it. Just somebody to care for. Who
somebody
loves me back.
To love.
I was trying not to get copywritten.
I don't think that'll get it.
I just want somebody to love. And who loves me back.
I've just been beaten down by society and dating in general, so I'm not that optimistic. He's still good.
I guess every relationship I've been in has kind of ended pretty shitty.
I'm just saying you're still young. You still kind of have that hope. I don't know.
Yes, young people do, but I am such a pessimistic.
I mean, you're a realist. I wouldn't say you're a pessimist. Because you still have optimism.
I do, but I think some mess in my head. Sometimes I want things to go wrong. Just like
you do.
I don't. But like sometimes sometimes I don't know. Maybe because so much has gone wrong in my life that I'm like,
no, you're just expecting for the other shoe to drop,
and so it just feels like
I don't think that means you want it to.
No, I don't. But like, it feels like I do based on how much it happens.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It is what it is. Always. Also, for him, if you have, sensory issues and overregulate, dysregulate, that'll be helpful too. So you have somebody that understands. I was going to say why you're so weird, but I 100% know why you're so weird. That is one of the things I'm grateful for, that I allowed you to be who you are around me. I feel like that helps you more to be yourself.
Yeah.
Whereas I am still struggling. Hey, but I'm noticing progression over the episodes of my unmasking.
Yeah, I'm proud of you.
It's really difficult. Like, I kind of made a light about that, but it is actually really difficult for me. Because once that camera comes on, I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to be presentable and, palatable. And I'm not palatable in real life. I am for a certain select chosen few.
You are the Captain Crunch. Some people can't handle that rough feeling you get on the mouth. But the ones who can appreciate how good of a cereal it is.
I will accept it.
What, my comparison?
Yeah.
Because that's the best cereal. I mean, for me. So that's a compliment coming from me. Maybe not from other people.
The pain is painful, but it's good.
It's worth it, bro. I'm sorry. Captain Crunch. Captain Crunch. I love me some Captain Crunch.
I don't know.
What am I? What cereal am I?
Ah, fuck.
I gave you the perfect one, so I bet I only expect nothing but the best.
Dakota.
The longer you take, the more it hurts.
I was gonna say Fruity Pebbles.
Hey, Kata, that's just. Hey, love me some Fruity Pebbles. That's his favorite. I'm the Fruity Pebbles, bro. Ooh, I'm so good.
I feel like it's one it's good, but then you forget how good it is until you have it.
Yes, exactly. You're like, I've had this forever. Why I don't eat this every single day?
Yeah.
But more realistically, I'm the Cupcake Pebbles. I miss the Cupcake Pebbles.
Yes, because you're very like you're very unique. And I hate saying that because one of the things I have learned in sobriety and also because of social media, we're not as unique as we think we are. Nah. Lots of people do a lot. My entire personality did not realize it was ADHD and autism.
Did you do the thing in school when, like, you know how the walls were made of like brick, so there's a little indent in it, and you run your finger through it as you went.
Yeah,
that's insane that people across generation do the same exact thing.
Well, mine is a lot of things I did in school would like count the tiles on the ceiling because I was so fucking bored.
I used to count the little like lines.
The little lines, yeah.
And like I went to like, you know, the weirdest thing I did in school. I found out how many licks it takes to get to the center of a dum dum. I was so bored.
Dum dums aren't even that big.
Took over 1,000.
Like without biting it?
Yeah.
I could never.
I had a lot of patience back then.
Yeah. I feel stuff like you have more patience than I do.
I'm just like, sometimes I'll be eating and I'm like, this food is so good. And then like I look up or I look down, I'm like, where did it go? Oh, that's right, I ate it.
And it's gone.
Yeah, it's gone. I don't know.
Anyhow, I don't know what we're going to talk about next week.
We're going to talk about
but
we're bringing.
Maybe because also Father's Day is coming up.
Fudge.
So maybe that one might have to get pushed back. But we'll have
to the back. Push it. Push it real good. That will get copywritten.
Salt and pepper's cool. They're cool.
Salt and pepper.
Wait, what's that from?
It was what's his name? Who plays Charles Xavier when he was on SNL and he shout out X97. Amazing. Anyways, okay. I love you. To the back.
Podcast.
Bye bye.